And welcome back to Praggers Gaming. I'm Gamer Praggers, and this is episode 71 of Techtonica. It's been a little while since we had an episode on the channel, but we have 88 cubes here, which I can't take all. Okay. I don't know why that is the case, but I can do it from here, can't I? There we go. And I am overloaded. Interesting. That'll be why it couldn't pick them all up. But yes. So, changes. Yes. We've got everything up and running currently. I have set up a little buffer here of each of the three ingredients. However, I have tipped the balance, shall we say, of moving over. It was backing up, hence the reason there are some in there. However, it does appear that we have tipped a balance. I've got a crate here which I've limited to just a stack, and that fills up first before it then starts backing up down here. Now, as I said, all of these have been turned back on, so we've got full production. I'm getting about 50, maybe 60 on a good day of cubes just leaving the game running during the day. I have, unfortunately, tipped across the threshold for energy, so I do have to go back every hour-ish also to reset them back up. So we are just putting these in. There we go, and they all travel along over here to here, and we've got 300 and something. Once these are in, we'll check. I've turned this off just so that sand would back up a bit. Alright, those are in. I think that's everything. So that takes us up to 388. So yeah, but let's go over some of the other changes that I've put in place. Obviously that is one of them, so I don't have to go over there. However, I still have to go over there to check. Mech is still running. I've tweaked mech slightly so that we're now under the refill rate. It's still a long way down to fill up, but we are sending sand to both Foundry and Barracks because we need them for the Seismite. I'm also, because I've turned a few of these off just by turning the, and this is where the power problem has come about. So I've turned off a couple of the sand pumps, which means these aren't running the recipe to generate the power, so we're not refilling power as quickly. Mainly because we don't want to pump the sand and then have no sand, because that affects the Seismite production. Lab, I have set up a small, this is where the overflow of fuel is coming to from mech, just to run these again under the dig speed, so that we've got sand backing up and going to both 9 and 10 Barracks and Foundry. Archive is as it was, however I did set up, if we come out the back here, a small setup for carbon down here. So it's not a particularly big setup. Oh, yeah. So it looks like we need to raise these up a little bit to get the rest of that, but that's fine. They're running, and that's fine and dandy. So that's only a small little top up of carbon bricks to allow us to keep the carbon frames coming. And then Sierra, we have now finished the first. So as you can see, power is running down, so I just reset this going. Out the back here, this carbon node has depleted. We took it all out, so we've got all of that. However, there are two other nodes. One is up here, which is processing, and there is one just down here, which is nearly done. We are not long before that is done and dusted. However, I have turned this one off because we were backed up with carbon bricks, and I needed to remind myself to put the carbon bricks back on. See, we're backed up with carbon bricks, so there's no point sending them there, because we'll use it all up otherwise, and we'll end up with that. Now, freight I've tweaked this morning, so we're not running full bore on all 6, we're only running on 3, purely because I didn't feel that we were getting enough. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I did make a slight change to Sierra with regards to the scrap. Basically, we don't have enough scrap coming through. Yes, there is less scrap coming through than was before. We are getting close to the end of this node, in fact. But if we come down here, have any of them stopped? You've stopped, because you're doing that, but you are getting some out. So I think what I might do is take you off. We will pop you down there. Pop you there. Do that. Get rid of you. So they're processing, which is fine. And we'll do you. And do that. There. There we go. So that will dig in and take care of that node. This one's working on this node. We could put some more of these facing this way, going down there, but I don't feel that there's any need to do that just yet. But yeah, so that's that. Let me just respawn. There we go. So yes, so I turned down the amount of crushers that were crushing the scrap to make the carbon fiber frames, carbon frames, mainly because we just weren't filling up and it was taking longer than it needed to be. So I was hoping by turning it down, in fact if I turn you off, oh, interesting. We got loads of that. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully by turning that off, these will produce more regularly. That's the plan. So that's free. Barracks. I don't think I've changed anything here. I did have to... I think I tweaked a couple of bits. What did I tweak? Yeah, we were running behind on the plant matter bricks. What are you waiting for? It is the carbon powder bricks. Yeah, so carbon powder bricks is a sticking point for us, but we are producing them with our setup here. I think I've turned this down to just one of them actually doing, but they're producing. It's just not enough to back up. I've got an overflow for the sesamite stems, which every now and again I come down and collect up. Which I think I might have been doing before. We're still emptying this out slowly but surely. What's it, the 50,000 plus the rest of these? Amazing. But these are keeping up. They're not backing up at all. Whoops. So just the 3 of those are running. We've got these running as well, so we're only down to half of those, and we're not running as many. Well, as you can see, we're not running as many seeds in that. Over here, I've set this back up again purely to make the stems. They get washed using the abundance of shiverthorn extract to be made into plant matter bricks, which we're using to make the mining charges. So that kind of covers that. Yep. So that's that. Then it's foundry, which is my secondary sesamite ingot processing location, which does get a little stuck sometimes, but that will be because this has emptied. Yeah, so I've put a little system in here to divide the sesamite stems between the rest of the crushers, so that goes and does its thing. And they then start processing, and we've got the same similar setup of these process the plant matter. We've also got a instance to set up plant matter bricks so that the mining charges still get produced, and then back here is where the carbon bricks get produced, and that comes over here and it does its thing. Now if we go to the next floor, which is research. Now I have turned research back on because we had an excess of sesamite ingots, so we could produce the yellow, but it looks like we're missing green, because we are missing the relay circuits. Relay circuits, yes. Okay. However, I'm going to turn that off for a second. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to turn it off. Now, the reason I've turned it off is because we've hit that limit. We've got nothing on Excalibur. We've hit the limit where we are now producing quicker than we're producing the cubes quicker than we are. Oh, look, 600. Nice. We're producing cubes faster than we're producing the materials to make them. Mainly the carbon fiber and the other thing. The carbon fiber and the sesamite ingots. I have cleared this out, but it's not doing quick enough. So we've made a couple of changes. We need to head up to find out why the relay circuits aren't producing. Oh, they're over here. Why aren't they? Because of the lantern. Okay. No lantern powder. Okay. And because of that, you're not producing. So we'll come down here. That's all been taken down. You make the chunks with the infused powder. Okay. So if we get a blast, actually, is it a blast that we need? That is chunks. And you produce the chunks, don't you? Yes. Okay. Nope. There. Okay. So you'll now produce that, at least for a bit. So you then produce the chunks. The chunks come up and get turned into slabs. The slabs then come into here, and we're now producing again. So that will produce the relay circuits. Yeah. So, and that should then get us a bit more research going. Yes. You're not getting interesting. That's going to cause problems. You're not getting... Oh no, you've got 43 in there. Ah, that would be why. I don't know why that was the case. Items to send. We're not receiving though. Why aren't we receiving? I really don't get why these don't work.
You are receiving. Just not a lot. It's preparing to send. I really don't get monorails. How is that only unpacking 5? I don't get it. Unless I'm just not seeing it because it's too quick. I don't know. Okay. So you're outputting. Which way are you going? Okay. So that is... Okay, so we could... do that. How many's in there? 38,000. Okay. Yeah, that will keep us going for a little bit, I think. Okay. But why? We're not getting the mining charges. Why are we not getting mining charges? Wait a minute. Why are we not getting mining charges? They come in. Okay, and then they go up. And then, okay, so we're just getting them really slowly. So where do you get your mining charges from? Because they are not backed up. And we're not making any here. Ah. Are they supposed to be coming from barracks? Maybe. Is it barracks? Right. X-ray. Okay, we got some coming in. Okay. So 6 is X-ray and 13 is archive. Archive is using them. Sierra is backed up. Okay. And I believe Sierra is coming from Victor. So providing... yeah, all the way around here. 12. What I'm going to do is change this to X-ray. And grab one of these. And do that. That should provide us with a few more because we are up here. We've got plenty of bricks. Output is full, not quite full, but our outputs are full. So hopefully that should help alleviate a little bit of the trouble. We've got another 3 cubes ready to go. So that's down to 11,000. So we're definitely not keeping up with the carbon bricks, mainly because of that research putting us over on here. So yeah, and because we're not producing enough bricks we're not able to keep up, which unfortunately just has to be how it is. So I don't know when the next episode is going to be. I know I keep saying that. However, I suppose I could do shorts. Because it is literally just waiting around. And I can only run the game when I'm at home because of the power problem. But yeah, we could. I think I might just do shorts with updates. I think, unfortunately, it's all I can do. Yeah, I don't think we changed anything else. We did change some stuff down on Lima, but that was just to help with producing something. Bricks, maybe? I can't remember. But for now, I am going to disappear, and I'll update as and when we hit major milestones, I guess. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for bearing with the series. Because of, I mean, we'd be a lot further along if the stack wasn't broken, but unfortunately that's where we're at. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ticking the bell so you know when new videos go live. In the description is a link to the channel Discord. Feel free to come and talk about the games you're playing, the games I'm playing, games in general, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!